Hello. Today, we are going to master one of the most difficult parts of the English language. Prepositions. Small words like in, on, at, to, and for. Students often ask me, why do we say get in a car, but get on a bus? Why is it arrived at the hotel, but arrived in London? Or why do we say at Christmas, but on Christmas Day? If you try to translate these words directly from your native language, you will make mistakes. Logic often does not work with prepositions. You need to learn them as chunks of sound. You need to train your ears until the correct preposition feels right. In this masterclass, we will use the shadowing technique. I will explain a rule, give you a phrase, and then leave a silent pause. During the pause, you must repeat the phrase out loud. This will program your brain to speak automatically. We have a lot to cover today. Transport, time, place, movement, verbs, and 2 full stories. Are you ready? Let's begin with part 1. Transport rules. There is a simple logic for transport prepositions, and it is related to standing up. Here is the rule. If you can stand up and walk inside the vehicle, use on. If you must sit down and cannot walk around, use in. Let's practice on. Large vehicles. Listen and repeat. I am on the bus. She is on the train to London. We are on the plane. They are on a large ship. There are no seats on the metro. I sat on the top deck of the bus. Now, let's practice in. Small vehicles. I am in the car. He is waiting in a taxi. Quick, get in the truck. She arrived in a helicopter. There are 2 exceptions. Bikes and horses. You sit on top of them, so we use on. I am riding on my bike. He is on a horse. Part 2. Time prepositions. Imagine a pyramid. AT is at the top. It is for very specific times. Clock time. On is in the middle. It is for days and dates. In is at the bottom. It is for long periods. Months, years, seasons. Let's practice at. Specific clock time. Repeat after me. I wake up at 7 o'clock. The meeting starts at 5:30. I usually read at night. See you at the weekend. Note, in American English, they say on the weekend, but in British English, we prefer at. At the moment, I am busy. I will see you at lunchtime. Let's practice on. Specific days and dates. Repeat after me. I work on Mondays. Her birthday is on the 5th of May. See you on Friday morning. We open gifts on Christmas Day. I will visit you on your birthday. The party is on New Year's Eve. Let's practice in long periods. Months, years, seasons. Repeat after me. My birthday is in October. I was born in 1995. We go skiing in the winter. The flowers bloom in the spring. It happened in the 21st century. I like to run in the morning. I relax in the evening. Remember the exception. We say in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, but at night. Part 3. Place and location. 80 is for a specific point or a general location. In is for an enclosed space, inside a box. On is for a surface. Let's practice at. General location. Repeat after me. I am at home right now. She is at work. The children are at school. I am waiting at the bus stop. Someone is at the door. I met him at a party. Let's meet at the entrance. Let's practice in, inside a space. Repeat after me. I am in the kitchen cooking. The keys are in my pocket. She lives in London. He is in the garden. The milk is in the fridge. I read it in a book. There is a lot of sugar in this coffee. Let's practice on surfaces. Repeat after me. The book is on the table. There is a beautiful picture on the wall. I live on the second floor. He sat on the grass. Look at the menu on the screen. There is a stain on your shirt. Part 4. Prepositions of movement. Direction. This is often difficult for learners. We use these prepositions when we are moving from one place to another, to, into, out of, through, along, across. Let's practice to, destination. I am going to work. She went to the cinema. Let's go to bed. Exception. We never say to home. We just say go home. I am going home now. Let's practice into and out of, entering and leaving. He walked into the room. Get into the car. She took the phone out of her bag. I walked out of the shop. Let's practice through. Like a tunnel. We drove through the tunnel. The bird flew through the window. We walked through the park. Let's practice along. Following a line. We walked along the beach. Drive along this road for 5 miles. Let's practice across. From one side to the other. He swam across the river. Be careful when you walk across the street. Part 5. Adjectives and verbs with prepositions. This is a very important section for fluency. Many English words are married to a specific preposition. You cannot separate them. Good AT, bad AT. 4 skills. I am good at cooking. He is bad at math. Are you good at tennis? Interested in. I am interested in history. She is interested in learning English. Afraid of. I am afraid of spiders. He is afraid of the dark. Married to, not with. She is married to a doctor. He is married to my sister. Proud of. My parents are proud of me. I am proud of my progress. Listen to. Please listen to me. I like listening to music. Wait for. I am waiting for the bus. Who are you waiting for? Look, AT. Look at that beautiful bird. Stop looking at me. Depend on. It depends on the weather. I depend on my parents. Agree with. I agree with you. She doesn't agree with the plan. Part 6. Technology and media. When we talk about electronic devices, screens, or the internet, we almost always use on. Repeat after me. I saw it on TV yesterday. I heard a great song on the radio. She is on the phone right now. I found this information on the internet. Visit our page on Facebook. I am watching a video on YouTube. I have the file on my laptop. Part 7. Common mistakes. Let's correct some very frequent errors. Mistake number 1. Arrive. We never say arrive to. We say arrive in for cities and countries. We say arrive at for specific buildings or places. Repeat the correct versions. We arrived in London at 6 p.m. They arrived in France last week. I arrived at the hotel early. She arrived at the airport late. Mistake number 2. End. In the end means finally or after a long time. At the end means the last part of something. Repeat the correct versions. In the end, we decided to go home. I cried at the end of the movie. Part 8. Story analysis number 1. The business trip. Now, Let's test your listening. I am going to tell you a story about a business trip. This story contains many prepositions of time, place, and transport. First, I will read the full story naturally. Then, we will shadow it sentence by sentence. Listen carefully. On Monday morning, I woke up at 5 a.m. I was very tired, but I had to go to a conference in Manchester. I got in my car and drove to the train station. I waited at the platform for 20 minutes. Finally, I got on the train. On the train, I worked on my laptop and drank coffee. I arrived in Manchester at noon. The conference was at a big hotel in the city centre. I met my colleagues in the lobby. We were interested in the new marketing strategy. At night, we had dinner at a nice restaurant. We sat on the terrace because it was warm. In the end, it was a successful trip. Now, let's practice. I will say one sentence. You repeat it in the pause. Pay attention to the prepositions. On Monday morning, I woke up at 5 a.m. I was very tired, but I had to go to a conference in Manchester. I got in my car and drove to the train station. I waited at the platform for 20 minutes. Finally, I got on the train. On the train, I worked on my laptop and drank coffee. I arrived in Manchester at noon. The conference was at a big hotel in the city centre. I met my colleagues in the lobby. We were interested in the new marketing strategy. At night, we had dinner at a nice restaurant. We sat on the terrace because it was warm. In the end, it was a successful trip. Part 9. Story Analysis. Number 2. A Holiday in Spain. Let's do one more story to practice movement and location. Listen first. Last summer, I went to Spain on holiday. We stayed in a small village near the sea. Every morning, we walked along the beach and swam in the ocean. One day, we drove through the mountains. We stopped at a small cafe for lunch. The food was on the table in 5 minutes. We sat at the table for hours, talking and laughing. On the last day, we got on a boat and sailed across the bay. It was beautiful. Now, repeat after me. Last summer, I went to Spain on holiday. We stayed in a small village near the sea. Every morning, we walked along the beach. And we swam in the ocean. One day, we drove through the mountains. We stopped at a small cafe for lunch. The food was on the table in 5 minutes. We sat at the table for hours, talking and laughing. On the last day, we got on a boat. and we sailed across the bay. It was beautiful. Part 10. Rapid Fire Quiz. I will say a sentence with a missing word. You have 2 seconds to guess the preposition in, on, or at, and then I will say the correct answer. Sentence. I will see you Tuesday. Answer. On Tuesday. Sentence. My birthday is August. Answer. In August. Sentence. He is sitting the bus. Answer. On the bus. Sentence. Let's meet the cinema. Answer. At the cinema. Sentence. The picture is the wall. Answer. On the wall. Sentence. I was born 1999. Answer. In 1999. Sentence. I go to sleep. Night. Answer. At night. Sentence. She is good playing piano. Answer. Good at playing piano. Sentence. I read it. The newspaper. Answer. In the newspaper. Sentence. I am interested. Art. Answer. Interested in art. Conclusion. Well done. Prepositions are difficult because there are so many small rules. But remember the main logic. Transport. Walk equals on. Sit equals ein. Time. Clock equals at. Day equals on. Month divided by year equals in. Place. Point equals at. Surface equals on. Box equals in. The more you practice shadowing, the more natural these will feel. You won't have to think about the rules. You will just feel which one is right. I recommend listening to this video while you are on the bus, in your room, or at work. Thank you for practicing with English Listening Daily. Don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.